What are the best local multiplayer video games?
Here are some of the best ones we've played recently.
Definitely the cutest one on our list, and possibly the most accessible, is Yoshi's Crafted World. This game is perfect for gaming with your friend or family member who may not be that skilled. It's also great as a kid's first introduction to video games since co-op is not competitive. If you do end up having too much trouble, the game will allow you to turn on assists, like letting Yoshi have wings to be able to fly so you don't have to worry as much about gaps and jumps. Or, if you're the most experienced player, you can have player 2 hop on your back as you traverse and lick attack as they throw eggs. There's also quite a few cute Yoshi amiibo that give you some fun perks in the game, and cute accessories to sit on your shelf next to your Switch. Yoshi's gameplay is fairly simple. It's a side-scroller with a bit of platforming. You can jump and float, which makes gaps and landing on top of enemies simple. Your lick attack sucks up most enemies and turns them into eggs that you can aim and throw at other enemies, interactive objects, or things in the background of the level. Replayability is high because each level can be flipped and played in reverse after it's completed. The writing is cute and playful and is fun for skilled gamers as well. Pick it up on the Nintendo Switch.
What you're seeing now is the chaos and quick-paced nature that is Boomerang Fu. You can play with up to 6 players, and the chaos is enough to get you laughing out loud. Boomerang Fu makes an ultimate party game and levels the playing field so that even the most hardcore gamers and casuals can still have fun and play together. This free-for-all one-hit kill game sees you take on funny little food characters who wield boomerangs for some reason. You're dropped into a random environment, and the last person standing wins. Once each round is over, you will rapidly move on to the next one until someone has completed their win bar. As you go through rounds, you may grab a power-up or 2 that can help you out, but be careful because they can also be your undoing. Power-ups such as 2x speed or turning your boomerang trail into slippery ice. I think this game is great for all ages and skill levels.
Ever wonder what it would be like to be a goose? Me neither, but I'm glad the developers did because this game is so much fun. Untitled Goose Game asks you and a friend to take on the role of being a goose with goose-like prerogatives? I don't know. The controls are simple, but invite you to explore every possible interaction your goose may have with the environment. As you get to each new area, you'll be tasked with completing objectives to advance through the game. You'll be asked to harass children, block people out of their gardens, vandalize property, steal food, and so much more. Work together to honk, sneak, break, and steal your way to victory as you become the town's most obnoxious animals. This is playable on almost every platform, so find what works for you and get ready to laugh. Tell me that at the end of this video, that little theme didn't get stuck in your head. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker is a relaxing little puzzle experience. Each level is a wonderfully detailed cube with twists, turns, and secrets for you to discover. Toad can only pick up items, throw them, and run. He can't jump or attack, so most of this game revolves around avoiding being seen by enemies while trying to set off cause and effect objects on the map. The maps can be spun around in real time to give you unique views to help you solve puzzles, but it also makes some puzzles really involved. When you throw 2 players into the mix, it adds a little bit of chaos as you can help each other, but you can also get in each other's way. This is a good multiplayer co-op game for a fun and relaxing time with a friend or family member as you can both solve the puzzle, speedrun style, or help Sherpa a less experienced player through the fun worlds.
Switching gears almost entirely from Captain Toad is WarioWare Get It Together. This fast-paced, super intense, insane, and funny collection of micro-games is a must-own. Most rounds last 10 to 20 seconds and you are thrown in without much of a tutorial. As you play through, you'll be forced to play as different characters, each with their own way of moving. So the minigame and goal may be the same for each player, but you'll be required to achieve the same thing, but using different methods. You only have a few seconds to comprehend the situation, so get going. The absolute chaos of this game makes it fun because of its ridiculousness. Like a game about plucking hairs, this co-op game is great because it offers 1 through 4 players to have a good time competing and laughing together. And the playing field is kind of level because you never know what to expect.
Let everyone know in the comments which one of these games you would recommend they play first.
If you're a Zelda fan, this is a must-play, especially before Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's set 100 years in the past and shows how the events leading up to Breath of the Wild came to be. This game is an RPG tactics game in the same style as the Ninja Warriors games. The objective is to take over key strategic holdouts on the map and defeat waves of enemies with unique character and weapon combos. When you get some of the mastery over a character's moveset and start grabbing 100 plus kill combos, you feel amazingly unstoppable. You'll be challenged to play in timed or boss battle scenarios as well. Co-op in this game is super fun and allows some of the longer maps to be completed a bit faster. It's pop in and pop out, so you don't need to have a separate multiplayer save. The awesome part of co-op mode is that most levels allow both players to swap between multiple characters on the fly. With loads of playable characters, weapons, maps, battle scenarios, and unlockables, this game keeps its replayability factor. And while the Switch can struggle a bit to keep up during multiplayer rounds, we didn't find it to make the game any less enjoyable.
Easily one of the most humorous, cute, and morbid games on the list is Castle Crashers. This medieval beat-em-up game can handle up to 4 players at a time on most consoles. The art style is cute yet deadly, in the same vein as Cyanide and Happiness cartoons if you're familiar. You'll work your way through the overworld map, completing levels, leveling up, unlocking new combat skills, magic skills, weapons, and learning how best to fill out your skill meters to work in tandem with your teammates. In the midst of this all, enemies drop money that your teammates and you will compete over to unlock and purchase new things. The game can get a bit hard at times, so you'll definitely need to work out a strategy that works to defeat each level and boss. You can pick this game up on pretty much any console, Steam, Windows, even Mac OS. This game has been around for a while, and if you missed it, it's so fun that I definitely recommend you check it out.
How do you make a real-time strategy game fun for the whole family? You make it cute, and you make it co-op! Pikmin 3 Deluxe is a great entry for people who don't know if they like RTSs or not. By jumping in co-op, you'll work together to discover and raise the plant-like Pikmin and find enough food to survive your crash landing on a mysterious planet. There are several types of Pikmin to be discovered, each with unique abilities and weaknesses. When playing multiplayer, you and a friend will work together to raise and discover new Pikmin and find enough food to survive for a few more in-game days on this new planet. In co-op mode, you'll be constantly swapping between managing your own individual tasks and working together to solve problems. While your character doesn't do much, you'll have to use the unique abilities of your Pikmin and work together with your partner to divide and conquer a map, or possibly work together to solve multifaceted puzzles.
If you love physical puzzles but wanted a way to play with up to 4 players in local multiplayer, then Death Squared is going to be your jam. Each player controls a colored cube, and the goal is to get their cube onto an illuminated box with their color on it. Sounds simple enough, until you accidentally kill your fellow players. Or yourself. The environments are constantly moving and reacting to what you do. There are various switch puzzles, and sometimes objects on the board that are benign to you become deadly to your friends, and there's a twist. Most of the time they're tied to your players' movements on the board. This turns into complete hilarious chaos when all of them are happening at the same time, but you're all trying to get to where you need to go. This is a great team building exercise or a level up from a game like Captain Toad if you thought that was a bit too simple. Death Squared can be found on a few different platforms, so I definitely recommend picking it up on whatever platform you have the most controllers for. Don't think that we left rhythm games off this list. Cadence of Hyrule is a crossover with the widely popular Crypt of the Necrodancer series. We see the Kingdom of Hyrule crossover with this rhythm-based tactics game to deliver on fun gameplay and awesome remix beats of your favorite Legend of Zelda music. Every time you start a new game, a new map is generated for that save. Your movement and attacking during battle is tied to the beat of the music. You'll be penalized if you start moving outside of the beat of the music. Not only that, but every enemy moves in different patterns and to the beat of the music. Weapons behave a bit differently than each other, and after a bit, you'll have to find a build that works for you. You can choose between playing as Link, Zelda, or Cadence to vary up abilities that are unique to them, and playing with multiplayer requires communication and strategic thinking to save the Kingdom of Hyrule.
What are you guys still doing here? The video's over.
Yeah, go buy some games. The links are in the description.